What's up, y'all? It's your boy DSD, and we're here with another edition of our YouTube channel. Super pumped to be here, and today we are going over some NBA fun facts. I'm going to start doing this more often because it's a really interesting way for you guys to get more engaged. So hammer that like button, make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss the next video. See you on the other side. What's up, y'all? It's your boy DSD, and we're here with another edition of our YouTube. So today I'm going to be going over some NBA fun facts that actually kind of blew my mind when I was reading it, and I think it'd be really great for you guys to hear them as well. So let's get to it. But first, I need a sip of coffee. Yeah, that's the tea. Okay. Get out of camera screen here. Okay, first fun fact. Air Jordans were actually banned from the NBA back in the playing days of Michael Jordan. And the reason was because former commissioner David Stern, RIP, one of the greatest commissioners ever, did such great things for the NBA. It's honestly one of the reasons why the NBA is so great right now. It's because of David Stern and his philosophies and just a great ambassador for the game. Didn't believe in the red and black sneakers that Michael Jordan wanted to wear. So by doing so, Michael Jordan was so different than the rest of his teammates because at that time there was a requirement to wear white shoes and to match your teammates. There could be little coloring on them, but it generally needed to be white. So Michael Jordan came out with the red and black Air Jordans, one of the most famous ones out there, and David Stern didn't like it. So David Stern was actually fining Michael Jordan $5,000 every single time he wore them, but it was well worth it because Nike was paying for it, and it was just great exposure, so the $5,000 was more than worth it. And then eventually, David Stern ended up loosening up on that, and then the Air Jordan was born. So that's the first fun fact. I thought that was a really cool one. That's my honest opinion. Next one is Kobe Bryant's first NBA contract had to be co-signed with his parents. And the reason for that is during that time, he was under the age of 18. And I want to go into a little story about Kobe Bryant here, a little fun fact more in depth about him. So he was drafted 13th overall by the Charlotte Hornets. And when he was actually drafted, the Charlotte Hornets looked at him dead in the face and said, "We have no use for you and we're going to trade you." And Kobe actually even tweeted about it, which you can see right here. And when he was drafted, the Lakers knew that the Hornets needed a center, so they traded Vlade Divac for Kobe Bryant's rights to be a Laker, and then the rest was history. Jerry West was the one who actually facilitated the trade, and I can tell you one thing about Jerry West. That man understands how to develop, grow a team, trade right. He might be one of the greatest executives in the history of the sport. He's done so many good things for his teams, and he's just been nails on all of them. He was on the Warriors with all the Warriors drafts. He was a big part of that. The big trades on the Golden State Warriors. He was on the Lakers, so he drafted Kobe, all these players. And he's on the Clippers now. And think of what the Clippers have done ever since Steve Ballmer signed up there. Like, the guy was an unbelievable player and probably the greatest executive. He might even be a better executive than he was a player, which is just, like, crazy to admit. So that's a second fun fact. The third fun fact is that the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks are the only two franchises that haven't picked up their bases and left. So they're the only existing teams from day one and still there. That's crazy. That's actually an extraordinary fact. I never knew that. And I'm a Boston Celtics fan, so it makes me feel good that my team has always wanted to be here. But there's no shame in your franchise moving, but the odds were that your team was going to move at some point. Just because of just how the whole thing worked. The odds were there. The fact that New York and Boston haven't moved is actually crazy. And then the fourth fact of the day, which is my favorite one, is that so the Twitter bird, which is the logo of Twitter, is actually nicknamed Larry the Bird. And they got that name from Larry Bird himself. So, fun fact about why that happened is that one of the co-founders of Twitter actually lived in Boston during the Larry Bird era and became obviously a huge fan of Larry Bird, because it's hard not to be a huge fan of Larry Bird at that time. And he ended up being a big significant part of Twitter. So then that's why the name of the bird became Larry the Bird. I love that one. That's also it's really cool. It's a really fun fact. You can tell all your friends that one, because when I tell people that, they don't believe me and they have to look it up. So if you don't believe me, check it on the Google. These are all fact checked and I've looked into them all. So it's gonna be a nice short sweet one today. I'm gonna try to keep it under 5 minutes so you guys can watch more, maybe get more engagement. So guys, please let me know if you like this segment in the comments. I'm trying so many different things. I'm trying to expand my content. I'm trying to emphasize how important it is that you guys give me suggestions, because I'm making this content for you. I don't care what it looks like on my end. I want you to tell me what you want me to make, because end of the day, guys, you're all that matters. So I really appreciate it. As always, hammer that subscribe button and enjoy the rest of your day. Love y'all.